Hi, everyone. My name is Kim Ross with Girl Scouts of Silver Sage, presenting to you our episode of Cookie Bites with regards to volunteers and how essential they are to our product programs. We are joined by Kim Husin, who is basically Kim 2.0, the upgrade. She is here remote from Houston, and we're excited to have you join us today. Next slide, please.
Yes.
All right, so we have several different types of volunteers that help us with the product programs at Girl Scouts of Silver Sage, and other types of volunteers that are sort of outside the periphery of Girl Scouts product programs. Then we also have some requirements to go over with you if you want to volunteer with the product programs. Then there are responsibilities for the volunteers that we'll go over. And we have lots of resources for you. So we have 2 full slides of resources and ideas to make these product programs easier for you to help us execute. Next slide, please. These are terrific. So the types of volunteer roles we have here, of course, there are product managers. So that would be a cookie manager or a fall product manager for service units. They work with groups of troops. I love that that rhymes. But there are typically in a physical area, a footprint, those troops kind of report up to a service unit. And so the service unit provides all kinds of support. There are service unit meetings where they talk about best practices and ideas and things like that. And the service unit volunteers are typically also troop leaders, but that's not necessarily the case. They don't have to have a troop. Then within troops, each troop must have a troop product manager. There is one main contact that the product department, which is Kim and Kim, we reach out and give them information and again, tips and tricks, tell them deadlines, but we need to have one main contact. Other individuals can help them, and we'll address that shortly. Next, there are troop leaders who mentor the troops, manage all the paperwork, budgets, badges, and things like that. And again, they can have helpers as well. There are troop treasurers that deal with the finance. They are typically a registered signer on bank accounts and things like that. And then there are also volunteers that supervise troop cookie booths. So that it's not necessarily a formal title, but it is one of the things that troop volunteers do. Next slide, please. All right, so we do in Girl Scouts have some requirements for volunteers. Many of these are because our top priority is the safety of the girls. And so that is the reason for the registration and the background check. Those are absolutely critical, again, because the safety of our girls. And then another thing in the background check helps with finances. You may hear us say this multiple times throughout our cookie bites and our training. Every penny belongs to the girls. And so if there are individuals who have had situations with money in the past, those folks might not be able to handle money or be part of the cookie program or fall product program. We also have many people will call them contracts, but they are agreements between the volunteer and the council that they will take the training and distribute the rewards on time and all of that sort of thing. Those it also helps to outline what each volunteer is agreeing to. So those agreements are due before we're able to upload that troop into the computer systems for the product programs. And then again, we want every volunteer to attend training and pass along the information learned in the troop. We do have a lot of very valuable volunteers who've been with us for years and years, and they will tell you that there is value in attending the program trainings each year. Things do change. We have new flavors of stuff. We have new items that come out. For example, for fall product, we have new candles this year, new BarkBox items. So it really is critical to learn what updates are happening in the systems. Kim, what else would you share about the volunteer requirements and the trainings and stuff?
I mean, also sometimes when the trainings are in person, you might get a sneak peek at something. You might get a sample of something that's new, or those also can happen to be at service unit meetings sometimes. So it's important for leaders to attend those and get all of the information before they, get an email from us going, oh, hey, we need troop cookie managers to start signing up and do those agreements. And then they're like, oh, well, where did I hear this before? And if they've been going to their service unit meetings, they've been hearing it for 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm. That's great
I
feedback.
think that's mostly it.
That is
I
great
thought I had
feedback.
another thought.
So one thing that's different this year is that we will have a different format for delivering the trainings for, at least for cookies. Last year, we asked the service unit volunteers to present the training, and that just felt like one more ask that was just too many things. So we are planning some travel to go out to the regional areas and also to have a big event in the Treasure Valley so that we do the training in person. So as Kim mentioned, there will likely be samples that you can taste. There will likely be prizes. I'm big on prizes. I like goodies and treats and
I
stuff.
love prizes.
I do. I love free stuff. So there will be prizes for participating and things like that. So we really do hope that you'll come to a cookie training if it's offered in your area. It really is important, but we will also offer it online. So if you aren't able to make one of your local sessions, please do sign up and take it online. It'll be just as fun, and I'll do my best to incorporate prizes into the online sessions as well. Terrific. All right, next slide, please. On to the product manager responsibilities. There are responsibilities for troop product managers as well as for service unit product managers. So we'll go over those here. First, one of those is to collect the orders from all of the participating girls. And that means getting all of their order forms, for example, and making sure those are in the system. For the service units, they'll want to verify that all of their participating troops have information in the system so that they didn't forget to put them in there. And that's really important for a lot of reasons, but for the fall product in particular, it's important because we only order exactly what the girls need. So we don't order extras. It's very important that they're counted properly and that everything does make it into the system by the deadline. Otherwise, we don't have the availability to order additional product. They also submit orders through the vendor system. So, as a troop, for example, you'll make sure that all the orders are in there and submit them. The receiving products is also important, and that will happen first through the service unit cookie or product manager. Those are delivered to wherever they tell us to deliver them to. Sometimes it's um, a storage unit, sometimes it's a building, a warehouse. Most often, though, it's their home. And what you want to make sure you do, service unit folks, is make sure you have enough time for the delivery agent, that's our truck driver, to come and deliver everything and have it all counted and signed off on before you start scheduling troops to come and pick up the items. So you want to have plenty of time to sign off on everything and not have, other people knocking at your door or pulling up in your driveway wanting stuff right now because that count is so important. So as you're receiving the products, when the truck driver comes and is there to deliver to the service unit, and this is also germane to the troop, but for this example, it'll be for the service unit, you'll want to make sure that you set out each item. So, for example, fall product, there are 15 items on the order card that you'll need to count out. One of those is a council delivered item, so you don't have to worry about that. But the other 15 items, you will want to put them in 15 different piles and count them by variety and sign off on that with the truck driver. Do not let the truck driver rush you. Just make sure you get everything counted correctly. If you have some extra stuff, that's a problem because then the next person he's delivering to won't have enough stuff. Again, we order exactly what we need and we only receive exactly what we need. So if you have too few or too many, please say something to the truck driver. Similarly, troops, if you're picking up from the service unit and you don't have exactly the right thing, please do speak up at that time and make sure you're sending the right information that you sign off on the receipt or the delivery ticket. We also make sure you want to have a receipt anytime you're transacting product. So troop leaders, when you pick up product or rewards from your service unit product manager, you'll want a receipt. You'll probably have it in duplicate. You'll sign it and they'll sign it and make sure that those amounts match. It's critical if you're ever giving or getting money or giving or getting product to and from either a troop leader or a parent or a girl, always write a receipt. Receipt, receipt, receipt. Those receipts are going to save you mountains of headaches in the future. It'll make sure, and it even says on there that the person has permission to, that the girl has permission to participate in the program, and that they accept financial responsibility for those cookies or nuts or what have you. So, as the troop product manager, you also have a decision-making power. If there's a parent who has not been giving you money at each troop meeting and they're ordering, thousands of packages of cookies, you do have the purview of telling them, look, we'll give you 200 now, we can give you 200 more next week, or when you pay. So don't feel like you are obligated to hand out thousands of packages of cookies. We'd actually prefer that you not, especially for your troop, because your troop is responsible for all of the cookies that you have checked out. All right, next slide, please.
Well, there's actually more to this slide. So
Oh,
we do actually ask a lot of our volunteers. This is the majority of what they're asked, but there's a lot. I mean, and this is a comprehensive list of just everything that we ask, having them register to attend the training, collect orders, just lead an individual, troop and girl goal setting. Um, there's a lot. And so we understand that we do ask a lot of our product managers. And
I
this
have
is compounded as to even more of a lot when they're also troop leaders and they're also parents of a Girl Scout. And so not only are they doing the product manager role for their entire troop of anywhere between 5 and 50 girls, but they're doing it for their their daughter.
Can I
Um,
pop in for a second?
yeah,
There's one thing I
yeah.
want to share here. And we put this slide together maybe 2 years ago. And one of the things we did, we know that the volunteers do a lot, but we were asking them kind of one thing at a time. Be registered. So that's, August, September, October-ish. Complete a background check. Well, that only happens once every 5 years. So maybe you didn't have to do that this year. Then the agreement, October. The training, November. And then each of the things, collect the orders. That's one ask, pick up the order, another ask, sort the order, a third ask. And so these things kind of happen, none of them happen all at once. And so yes, we're asking a lot, but it also is kind of one thing at a time. And so there wasn't one just big list of all of these things. So please don't let this overwhelm you, because this isn't all on Wednesday, right? It's all, you've got time to do it. And I
Yes.
think the next slide is going to give you a little bit more comfort.
Yes. But we didn't want to scare you with one, big scary list of 3 columns. So you do have resources, um,
Tons.
lots of them. And specifically in our cookie manager training, we do encourage them to split up the role.
You have lots of resources available to you. So we call this the peacock slide because they have all their feathers out. And what this is optional. It's up to you, the troop product manager, which pieces you are interested in and or willing to share the responsibility on. Again, you will be the captain of your troops cookie team, but you're definitely encouraged to split up the role, get as much help as you can. And those folks might include having a treasurer. Most troops should have a treasurer, but if you don't, consider getting one. We also have opportunity to have a booth coordinator. Maybe it's an inventory coordinator who has the cookies at her house and lets girls pick up cookies when necessary. It might be someone who's really good with computers who could be the digital cookie coordinator for your troop's website. Lots of different options. So if your troop has a parent who's an accountant or an event planner or somebody who's, loves software, there are opportunities to delegate some of those things. And one of the things we've noticed is that, asking for help is less successful when you just say, I need help, because that's so undefined. Someone doesn't know, well, what kind of help you need, what kind of time commitment that is. So we've recommended that first, do ask for help, but try a specific ask. Lisa, would you collect money at troop meetings? I think you'd be perfect. Those sorts of things will give you more opportunity to spend your time elsewhere rather than just collecting the money or just taking it to the bank or what have you. So please do consider splitting up the role. That will make your life so, so much easier. Next slide, please. Okay, so we would be remiss if we didn't share that there are even more resources for you out in the wild. So that includes things like digital cookie customer support, vendor website customer service. So that includes ABC Smart Cookies and also M2. They each have terrific help that you can reach out to them directly if you have a systems question. We also have Cookie Bites here, but we'll also have additional training videos, both before each product program and during the product programs. We typically have something we call just-in-time training. And what that is training on specific aspects of the sale, typically using the computer systems and given to you as you need it. So you don't learn in November some very specific things about smart cookies and then have to execute it in April. We don't want to do that to you. We want to, if there's something you need to execute on April 1st, we'll probably present something the week or even 2 weeks before and record it so you can go back and look at it, pause it if you need to get specific information. So, it's in everybody's best interest that you succeed. And so we want to provide as much material and information to you as we possibly can. And that includes here, we have on our homepage at girlscouts-ssc.org. And if your web browser doesn't take you there, make sure it has the www on the beginning. Then you can navigate to either our cookie page or our fall product homepage on our menu on the very top there. And we have all sorts of things there. We'll have a digital copy of the order card. We'll have the family guide and the troop guide, and all of that information will all be there as well. There are also activities, sometimes coloring sheets and crossword puzzles and just all sorts of things that will be helpful there for you. And then also there are things like Pinterest and other troop parents and service unit volunteers and just all sorts of things that if you Google what you need, chances are you will find it. But one thing we wanted to caution you on is that most aspects of the cookie sale and the fall product sale are council specific. So one example of that is with the fall product program, different councils have different products on those 16 items in their order card. They're different among councils. So somebody might not have the cherry almond clusters. They might have different due dates or different what have you. So please do make sure if you see something on a national Facebook page or on some other online resource or hear from someone who has a Girl Scout in another council, please be sure to check the Silver Sage materials or reach out to customer care to make sure that that is something that's happening in our council and not just somewhere else. And then I saved the very best for last. That's the green circle, and that's Girl Scouts of Silver Sage customer care. I think our next slide might even have the information on how to contact customer care, so we can head over there now. Oh, see, there we go. Customer care is the very best place, not only to reach one of the Kims, but also to reach other departments in our council. So it's especially handy if you don't know exactly who to find out. What did program credits mean, or how can I spend them? Or, can I have a booth at McDonald's, or any of that stuff? Just send that on to customer care, and the right person will be found, and you will get an answer to your question in the most timely manner. So, for example, our individual mailboxes are kind of black boxes, if you will. So if Kim H or Kim R are out for the day, nobody else is checking their email box, but everybody is checking the customer care mailbox and siphoning out that question to each department's mailbox, so that we can look in there and get the questions answered, again, in a timely manner. So please do message us to customer care, or call customer care. 208-377-2011 is that number. And please don't hesitate to leave a voicemail message. Sometimes it's closed for lunch, or there are days when we have training or something like that, but someone does still check those voicemails and get them to the right person. So please do reach out to customer care. And then on the next slide is our big thank you. We really appreciate that you take the time to come and learn more about the product programs through Cookie Bites and all of our training materials. And thank you for supporting your girl through her Girl Scouts journey. We really appreciate it.